Sit with you?
I'd be the big brother.
All right, Joe said he's got it.
Plus, I'm used to dealing with these,
All right. Please state your name and your position.
My name is William Pierce. I'm from Buffalo, Texas, and I support the bill. I support the bill SB 21. It raises the age from 18 to 21 for smoking, and I believe it should be raised because for example, an 18-year-old might interact with younger teenagers, but such as a 21-year-old might not as much as an 18-year-old, because, well, you want to hang out with your friends and stuff, and they might pressure or just even give tobacco products to younger teenagers, and that, that's not good for them, but a 21-year-old should be mature enough not to. And I feel like if they raised it, there would be less people who might not have as much, breathing problems or even get cancer from it. I had a friend, and I've known him for a very, very long time, and spent a lot of time with him and his family over, a long period of time for a certain amount of years. And over the years, I noticed that him and his family him and his brothers and sisters have developed breathing problems, and a big problem, or a big reason, would be his aunt and his uncle. They both smoked in the house around them, all the time. They smoked maybe 2 packs each a day, and that really, really hurt them, because he wasn't able to run a lot. He got winded really quick. Him and his brothers and his sisters, everybody in the family had breathing problems, and that was the biggest reason why. And he also had, what's it called?
Cancer?
No,
Lung cancer.
what's it called?
Asthma?
Asthma. He also had asthma, which really did not help. So he had asthma, and he was around secondhand smoking. And that really doesn't help at all in his situation. And I just, with so many people smoking around their children, it's not good for them, Like, for a good example would be, when, women are pregnant, they tell them, they say, don't ever smoke when you're pregnant, because, it hurt, it's not good for the baby in development. Well, what difference would that be from a young teenager maybe still growing, Wouldn't that hurt them too, their lungs? Wouldn't that be bad for them? They wouldn't, they might have less breathing problems if, they weren't around that or did that. And that's how I feel about that. Thank you for taking time out of the day to hear me out. And if you have any questions, I'd be willing to answer them.
Yeah! Wow! Man. William, I'm so glad you came up here. I can't believe you're just going to stay back and not let us see all that. That was awesome, man. You did an excellent job testimony. I think it was a perfect way to end it. It was great. You brought up several personal examples. You told us a story. You brought us a perspective that no one had ever talked about yet here before, about how it's, talking about bad peer pressure. I mean, we've been experiencing peer pressure here, getting the guys to come up and testify, but there's also bad peer pressure, right? Of having, little kids younger than you see you smoke. I thought that was a really, really good example. And then you talked about the effects of secondhand smoking, man. You brought it. I'm really glad you testified. Mm-hmm. You need to do it for real next time. It was really good. Excellent work.
Thank you.
William, I'm so glad you decided to come up because, again, you brought up 3 points that I had not heard today. Especially, I really appreciated the point of view you had about 18-year-olds are more likely to be hanging out with even younger people. So this whole time we've been talking about, can an 18-year-old buy tobacco, but we didn't even think about maybe even younger people possibly trying tobacco products because an 18-year-old can. And so I thought that was a really good point, as well as secondhand smoke. But bringing up the point to say, hey, if this isn't good for babies because they're still developing, it's still not good for us because we're still developing. So really great points. You're super calm. It was well thought out. I'm so glad you came up because I learned something today.
And I'm in there with you.
One more, Joe. We got one more, bud.
Well, excellent job, Mr. William. I couldn't agree more that I can't believe you weren't going to come up here, and you came and we couldn't even stop you, man. You did really, really well, and not just really well, you had some really, really good points, some different insight, and you did it without paper, and so that's really amazing, and I think you should give your buddies here a big pat on the back for coming up to support you, because you showed up and you did good stuff. So definitely come back. Again, good insights, and it's good to hear you come up and share your opinion.
That's what friends do.
That's the friends thing, right?
Yeah!
That was so good, man. You surprised the heck out of me because you've been so quiet. I wasn't really sure what you were gonna come up with.
I know it wasn't the best speech, but
It
I
was
just
great.
came up with it.
Well, it was. You did really good. Clearly, you were able to, and that's really important, guys. Is that there's going to be a lot of people that testify before you, right? And they're probably going to be testifying on the same thing that you're thinking about testifying. Do they want to hear the same thing over and over and over?
No.
No. So it's a really important skill to be able to sit back there like you did, listen to what your friend said, and come up, construct a different argument on the fly. That's what a really professional advocate would do. Make sure that they're telling these folks up here new things when they come up, not wasting their time, and constructing new arguments, thinking about it differently. That's what a great advocate does, and that's what you did, man. Great work, buddy.
Thank God for those time.
Yeah. So normally I think we take pictures right now, right, Dr. G? Is that the next step? We'd love to take pictures with. Thank you. Let's say thank you to our friend. Thank you.
We gotta gavel out. We gotta gavel out.
Sorry, they gotta gavel us out. Here, Joe. They're gonna say
All
the
right.
hearing's over.
Before we gavel it, I just want to say I'm so just impressed with you all and just the level of professionalism, your preparedness level. Just hearing from you guys was incredible, and I really appreciated how much y'all supported each other. It was really great seeing y'all encouraging each other, and I think you should really do this because one of the coolest things about our democracy here in America, and not only America, but Texas especially here, the greatest state, right, is that you get to do this. Anyone can do this. You get to speak to senators and representatives up here. You just gotta sign up. You can really do this. You can literally come down here and do this for real. And I encourage you guys. Yeah, you can do it. You just gotta sign up when they're in session, when they're having committee hearings. Yeah.
And just so y'all know, they had one day.
Wow.
They learned about
Kept
the
it one
legislative
day.
process, picked their bills, wrote their testimony, all in one day. So you guys, if you give yourself more than one day, imagine what you could come up with. My God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could.
Great
You
job,
could.
guys.
And members, did you want to say any remarks at all? Or leave it open.
No, I thought you guys did a great job, and I can't believe you only had one day to come up with that. So yes, please come back, because I'd love to hear more from you.
And thank you to Joe for bringing all this up.
Happy to do it. Happy to do it. It's the best part of my job. Is
Talk
working
about
with
passion. Very good.
Oh, thank
Yeah, loved it.
you. All right, we've got a
How
gavel.
do you want this picture? Oh, let's
Good gavel out. Is there any other business to come before the Committee on Health and Human Services? Hearing none, the Committee on Health and Human Services stands adjourned to the 12th chair.
Yeah, I think what we do, Mr. So some of y'all can come.